Every minute you've been alive, you've been falling apart. Not metaphorically, literally. Right now, as you watch this video, your body is quietly discarding pieces of itself, thousands of them, every single second. And by the time your life is over, you'll have lost more of yourself than you probably weigh right now. Here's what most people don't realize. You are constantly shedding your skin. Not like a snake, all at once, but gradually, invisibly, every moment of every day. The scientific term is desquamation, from Latin, meaning to scale off. And the numbers are difficult to believe. Every single minute, you lose between 30,000 and 40,000 dead skin cells. That's roughly 50,000 cells per minute, according to researchers at the University of California, San Diego. Every hour, about 600,000 particles of skin drifting off your body and into the air around you. Every day, you shed approximately 500 million skin cells. That's 1.5 grams of yourself gone. And over the course of an average human lifetime, somewhere between 77 and 105 pounds of skin. To put that in perspective, that's roughly the weight of a large dog or a small adult. Just skin. Your skin. So how is this even possible? Your skin is made up of layers. The outermost layer, the part you can see and touch, is called the epidermis. Deep within the epidermis, in what's called the basal layer, your body is constantly producing new skin cells. These cells are called keratinocytes. Once created, these cells begin a journey upward. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for a single cell to travel from the bottom of your skin to the surface. As they ascend, something remarkable happens. The cells begin to die. They lose their nucleus. Their internal machinery shuts down. They flatten out and fill with a tough protein called keratin, the same material that forms your hair and nails. By the time they reach the surface, they're no longer alive. They're just shells, protective armor made of protein. These dead cells, now called corneocytes, are held together by specialized protein structures. But your body produces enzymes that break these bonds apart. When the bonds dissolve, the dead cells simply let go. They fall away into the air, onto your clothes, into your bed, across every surface you touch. This has been happening since the day you were born, and it will continue until the day you die. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Look around the room you're in right now. See that dust on your desk, on your shelves, floating in the sunlight through your window? A significant portion of that dust, somewhere between 20 and 50%, is dead human skin. Your skin. The skin of everyone who lives with you. Previous occupants of your home, visitors, guests. For years, people believed that household dust was mostly dead skin. That turned out to be an exaggeration. But it's still a major component. According to a 2011 study published in Environmental Science and Technology, the average person sheds about 1.5 grams of skin per day. That's enough to feed up to 1 million dust mites. Dust mites are microscopic creatures that live in your mattress, your carpet, your furniture. They don't bite you. They don't need to. They feed on your discarded skin after it's been broken down by bacteria and fungi. Researchers estimate that hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, of dust mites can live in a single mattress. Every night, you're sleeping on a graveyard of your former self. Let's talk about the science behind these numbers, because they're not just estimates. They're based on decades of research. In May 2011, a team led by researcher Charles Wechsler published a landmark study in the journal Environmental Science and Technology. They measured skin shedding rates at 0.03 to 0.09 grams per hour. Over a full day, that adds up to about 500 million individual skin cells. In 2016, researchers at Keio University in Japan, working with Imperial College London, made another discovery. They found that the cells on your skin surface have a very specific geometric shape, 14 faces, like a tiny polyhedron. This shape allows your skin to maintain a perfect waterproof barrier even while millions of cells are constantly being replaced. Think about that. Your skin is completely renewing itself every 40 to 56 days, yet you never spring a leak. You never lose structural integrity. It's an engineering marvel happening on your body right now. But here's something most people don't know. This process slows down dramatically as you age. When you're a teenager, your skin renews itself every 14 to 20 days. In your 20s and 30s, it takes about 28 to 40 days. By your 50s, it can take 60 days or longer. And in elderly individuals, complete skin renewal can take up to 90 days. This is why younger skin looks fresher, heals faster, and feels smoother. It's literally replacing itself more rapidly. Now, as unsettling as all of this sounds, there's actually a hidden benefit to constantly losing your skin. Every time a dead cell falls away, it takes something with it. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, environmental toxins, pollutants. Skin shedding is a form of passive immunity, a mechanical defense system that operates 24 hours a day without you ever thinking about it. Your body is physically throwing away anything harmful that lands on your skin before it can cause problems. There's another surprising benefit too. When your shed skin cells mix with the oils your body produces, they react with ozone, a harmful air pollutant, and actually neutralize it. A study by Charles Weschler found that more than half of the ozone removal in enclosed spaces like airplane cabins comes from reactions with human skin, hair, and clothing. So, in a strange way, just by existing in a room, you're improving the air quality. Your discarded skin is protecting you even after it leaves your body. So, let's return to that number. 77 to 105 pounds of skin over a lifetime. How do scientists arrive at this? It starts with the daily rate. If you shed 1.5 grams per day, that's about 1.5 pounds per year. Over 70 years, that's 105 pounds. But individual variation is significant. Your age, health, environment, climate, all of these affect how quickly you shed. Someone living in a dry climate might shed more. Someone with certain skin conditions could shed much faster or much slower. Some researchers, using more conservative measurements, arrive at 77 pounds instead. The exact number is less important than the reality. Over the course of your life, you will shed a substantial portion of your body weight in skin. You are not the same collection of cells you were 7 years ago, or even 2 months ago. You are constantly being rebuilt, constantly replacing yourself. And the person you see in the mirror is, in a very literal sense, not the same person who looked in that mirror yesterday. So why does this matter? Why is this fact unsettling enough to make a video about? Because it challenges a fundamental assumption most of us carry, that our bodies are solid, stable, permanent things. We think of ourselves as fixed, contained, whole. But the truth is, you're more like a river than a rock. You're a process, not a thing. A continuous flow of cells being born, migrating, dying, and falling away. Every handshake you've ever given left a little bit of you behind. Every chair you've sat in, every pillowcase you've slept on, every piece of clothing you've worn. You're not just living in the world, you're leaving pieces of yourself in it, constantly. And perhaps that's the most uncomfortable part. The realization that the boundaries between you and not you aren't as clear as we'd like to think. The dust in your home isn't just around you, it is you. The environment you live in is, quite literally, made partly from your own body. Our understanding of skin shedding has evolved over more than a century. In the late 1800s, dermatologists like Paul Gerson-Unna in Germany and William Auguste Dubreuil in France first began observing how environmental factors, sun exposure, weather, occupation, affected skin aging. In 1969, researcher Harry Daniel noticed something curious. Cigarette smokers looked older than non-smokers of the same age. By 1971, he'd published formal research showing the connection between smoking and accelerated skin aging. But it wasn't until 2011 that we got precise measurements of how much skin we actually shed, thanks to that environmental science and technology study. And in 2016, we finally understood the geometric structure that allows skin to maintain its barrier while constantly replacing itself. Science is still uncovering new details. In 2019, researchers used single-cell RNA sequencing to map exactly how keratinocytes transform as they move through your skin. We now know the specific enzymes, kallikrein proteases, if you want the technical term, that break apart the bonds holding dead skin cells in place. Every year we learn more about this process that's been happening to every human who's ever lived. Before we finish, let's address some common myths. Myth number 1, household dust is mostly dead skin. Not quite. Dead skin makes up 20 to 50% of household dust, not the majority. The rest is textile fibers, soil particles, pollen, insect parts, and other debris. Myth number 2, your skin completely replaces itself every 28 days. This is oversimplified. 28 days might be accurate for young adults, but the actual range is anywhere from 14 days in teenagers to 90 days or more in elderly individuals. Myth number 3, you shed the same amount of skin your whole life. False. Skin shedding slows dramatically with age. Your body's cellular metabolism decreases, collagen production drops, and the entire renewal cycle extends. And one more thing worth noting. You might see claims that the World Health Organization states we shed exactly 112 pounds of skin in a lifetime. That specific claim couldn't be verified. No direct WHO publication supports that exact figure. The verified range from scientific studies is 77 to 105 pounds, depending on methodology and individual factors. Precision matters, especially when the truth is already remarkable enough. So here we are. Every day you lose about 500 million skin cells. Every year about 1.5 pounds of yourself. Over a lifetime, somewhere around 80 to 100 pounds. You're not a permanent structure. You're a continuous process of creation and destruction, happening simultaneously every moment. The you that exists right now is already being replaced by a new you. And the old you? It's drifting through the air, settling on surfaces, becoming part of the dust that surrounds you. You're losing yourself. Literally. But here's the strange comfort in that. You're also constantly making yourself new, every breath, every heartbeat, every moment. You're both ending and beginning over and over again for as long as you live. And maybe that's not unsettling at all. Maybe that's just what it means to be alive.